Hey, everybody.
Hi, friends. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
where we, a couple of dopey atheists, look at, current events and cry.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, Dan, we're going to have our response to the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Yeah.
It is huge event.
And it happened right here in our home state.
Yeah.
And apparently, allegedly committed by a member of our of the religion of our youth.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to try to get into that a little bit. At this point, you've probably heard every kind of response you could possibly hear about it.
But you haven't heard ours. And we're going to shock you with what we have to say. You're going to be shocked.
So we're going to get to that on the second half of the show, and see if we can add anything to the conversation.
Shocking! I'm telling you.
All right, but first there's news. There's stuff that happened.
Yeah. We'll shock you with that first, and then
including one that will not shock you if you've been a listener to the show, because it's been obvious that this is going to happen. We've covered every painstaking step along the process for the first millennial saint to come into being, and it finally happened. The Pope Leo the whatever, he canonized Carlo Santi. What was his last name? Acutis. Carlo Acutis.
Saint Carlo.
The millennial saint.
This feels like it was rushed. It was pushed.
It was
through.
Fast tracked.
It feels like
his
it was
parents
pushed
are
through.
still alive, right? The kid died in 2006, sadly from leukemia. He was only 15 years old.
And now
that is a sad thing.
Every other parent in that village, all of their stories are ruined when those parents are in the room. They're like, "Oh, my kid was an honor student this week." And then those parents are like, "Oh, our child is a saint."
I love the picture you're painting, Dan. However, his family was a very prominent Italian family that lived in Milan. His dad and grandfather were huge in the insurance industry, made fortunes. These are extremely well-to-do people. So the village of which you speak is high society, Italian high society.
Even better. Even better.
Yeah.
Because they think they can. My kid just made his first $10 million deal. Oh,
yeah.
Our child is a saint.
Our child.
Do you remember
is
that
an
our
intermediary to God himself?
I literally pray to my child. Do you pray to my child? You should. You should pray to my child about your child. Maybe your child can do something good in their lives.
Yeah, he's great. He's like the saint of computers or something.
Patron saint of
saint of and
spreadsheets and online.
It's really wild because because miracles have to be attributed to these people.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that they lived their life is like incredibly important.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid was a kid. And so they really had to dig. Apparently one of the big deciding factors that like really pushed him over into like the yes column, right. For becoming a saint was he had this strange fascination from early childhood about the mystery of the Eucharist, right? This is the transformation of blood and wine into the body and blood of Christ.
Yeah.
Right. And so this article is like, while other children played soccer or dated, Acutis would conduct exhaustive research on miraculous events linked to the Holy Host.
Oh, so he's the patron saint of incels. He never dated. He was just in the basement, like wondering about the host. Okay.
He called the wafer a, quote, highway to heaven. Dan. This kid, he was, I guarantee you, insufferable in life.
Oh my God. What an annoying kid.
Yeah,
maybe he was a cool kid. I don't know.
No.
Oh,
Cool kid, Dan.
no.
I don't.
Go for it.
Was he a cool kid? Everybody talks about how much he was a video game loving boy, who nevertheless is said to have limited himself to 1 hour a week of video games.
Liar.
Limited himself. So either he didn't actually like video games,
right?
And apparently the game was like Super Mario.
Okay.
And yeah, no, this kid was a bore. This kid was a challenge to be around.
All I want in the whole world, now that he has been through the whole thing and he is canonized, that you can't undo that.
No.
Now I want his porn history to be like released. Like I want
gone, Dan.
Someone to have held on to things until right now, and they've got his like shitty Nazi handle, like his like somehow he had one persona online that was like the worst thing you can imagine, and I want that to be revealed now.
He was truly remarkable, Dan. He spoke his first word at 3 months old, according to his mom,
which was
and and he could speak clearly, Dan, before he was even half a year old.
And yet
he was having full conversations, Dan, like just a miracle child.
And yet he was cut down in his prime. What does that tell us about the cruelty of God and his plan?
God is a sick fucker. The Pope Francis, who like really championed this whole thing.
Yeah.
He saw Carlo as a motivation for Catholic youth.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He needed to hold up somebody. Yeah. He wanted the Taylor Swift of Catholicism.
And that's where a lot of the criticism about this canon or Carlo becoming a saint is kind of centered on is the fact that it feels a little like a PR type thing, that it's a little too perfect. It's designed to get the kids, but it does seem.
What do you think Sainthood is? That's exactly what it is.
No, you're totally right. You're right. It's about giving people something that they feel a closer connection to than the abstraction of God. Right. Anyway, but I love this. This is so just an old man talking about technology that he doesn't understand. Right. He says, Carlo was well aware that the whole apparatus of communications, advertising, and social networking can be used to lull us, to make us addicted to consumerism. Yet he knew how to use the new communication technology to transmit the gospel, to communicate values and beauty. Yeah, when we were kids, this was the kid who knew how to set the VCR, right? Like that's all it was. Like, but in adults, like, this is a miracle.
This is amazing. He's programming in BASIC. What's happening?
He recorded Murder, She Wrote. I can watch it on Monday now.
He said it automatically. It just did it by itself. He didn't. We were gone. I don't know how he does this.
He didn't even use VCR Plus.
He
programmed it. These are some real deep ones for you older folks.
Yeah, because I find it hilarious that we're applying this to this kid. Like we could have fathered this child. We're the ones. That's so sad.
Oh, you're right. Ooh. Anyway, I'll wrap up real quick. There was another detail that I wanted to get to. Oh, it's about how he became a pope. This is a saint.
Yeah.
This is so obvious. I already alluded to it. The fact that, he comes from a wealthy Italian family.
Right.
That has influence within the Vatican.
Of course.
They've made huge contributions to the church. His mother became the curator of a Vatican committee on martyrs after his death. Oh, no, this was actually before his death even. Oh. And then he also has 2 previous saints in his family tree. Right?
Oh.
So this is like Catholic royalty type family.
There you go.
And so people are like, this is just because the right people were pushing for this. They had a way to get it in front of. They know the process.
Yeah. They've got the connections.
Yeah. And so they pushed the Pope to get it going. And I mean, Leo's hands were tied at this point.
I just want to know, are this kid's fingers anywhere? Like, are there reliquaries?
You can go see his remains in Assisi, and people do. Like, it's a popular destination to go see Carlo's remains. And I believe
these people,
if I remember correctly, the last time we talked about this a couple times ago, was this story. We have really covered this story from its inception.
Yeah,
the miracles that were attributed to him were because of people who supposedly had miracles because they visited his remains.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
There you go. All right, I'm going to take us to the convention, or the conference, or the whatever it is, the getting together of the National Baptist Convention USA, which there are many different Baptist organizations, larger Baptist organizations. Apparently, this is the one. This is the black one. Apparently, this is the one that is largely African American Baptists.
Okay,
and a thing has happened this year that has never happened in the 145, I think, years of the NBC USA. And that is that because, one of the things they do is they have services a lot during the thing. Everybody's got to do their preaching or whatever. Well, this is the first time in all that time that they let a lady person do it.
A lady?
They've had women preachers in the org for a while, but
lady preachers?
They've never had a woman preacher actually preach at this conference, at the convention, at the whatever.
Wow. And what happened? Did the sky fall down on them?
No, but a bunch of commenters are sure mad about it.
Oh God. Course.
It's, by the way, the comment section on Religious News Service on their website has been taken over by extreme right-wing ding-dongs. It is
really
so weird.
That's not what it used to be.
No, and RNS is so level-headed about everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole comment section is just like, I'm going to read one. God said the bishop is to be the husband of one wife. Don't know what that means. I do not think she qualifies according to God. But in the last days, they will not endure sound doctrine. We are obviously there. Oh, the poor...
Oh, golly.
All these poor men who are... And here's the other thing. What's shocking is that when you see this pushback about, just women preaching, that's all it is. And there is, the one, 1 Corinthians, I think it is, that in the Bible, there's the one verse that says that the woman is to remain silent. And maybe there's one about women can't teach men anything.
I would base an entire religion on that.
They've done it. They do. But yeah, I just think it's amazing that.
Why did I go to that? To misogyny to make a joke. No, I don't believe that, guys. It's terrible.
And the other thing is that women chime in with this stuff too. Women are just as complicit in the misogyny of this as men are.
Yeah, totally.
But not this person. This is Reverend Tracy L. Brown, who has now broken the glass ceiling of the of the National Baptist Convention USA, which apparently the new leader of the convention, his name is Reverend Boise Kimber, and he's been pulling these kinds of shenanigans. Letting ladies in and,
shenanigans indeed, Darren.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's been able to keep his post.
Well, who knows?
Clearly,
after this kind of, he literally, after her, there's a photograph after her sermon, he embraced her. So apparently he's very much on board with this. But that's
Wow.
what counts as something going down in the history books in American evangelical
That's amazing.
religion. So fun.
That's amazing. Well, here's one for the history books, Dan.
Okay.
Over there at the Mormon Church, the so-called Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I've heard of it.
Their leader, President Russell M. Nelson, I think set a record last year when he turned 100.
Yeah.
As president of the church. He is now 101.
Oh my God.
Dan, this man, he keeps on trucking. He became president of the church when he was like 93.
And we were all like,
young age.
We were all like, he's got a year and a half and he is going to show us all.
Holy shit. He arrived there filled with a certain amount of probably bile, right?
Bile and like, unlike his predecessors, many predecessors going back many years, at least in my lifetime, he got there. He had clearly been holding his tongue for a long time. And he got in there and was like, I am redoing this church.
Yeah.
In the way that I've always wanted it to be.
Yeah.
We're going to change a lot.
He'd been sitting around at the top of the church on the Quorum of the 12 for far too long. Nobody listening to him.
Yeah.
Him being very upset that they were like leaning into the church being called, the Mormon Church. And, the Mormons, right? Like they spent millions, tons of money
on PR
campaigns.
Knows
how much they spent to like promoting, like they made that Meet the Mormons movie. Like they did things like they actually put like an advertisement in the playbill of the Book of Mormon,
the
play.
They had an ad
musical
campaign, a national, probably international ad campaign called "And I'm Mormon," where it was just like, this person goes out and does good work in the community, and I'm Mormon, and it was like that was a huge national campaign that they did, and then he was like, "We are not called Mormons. You're not allowed to call us Mormons. We're not allowed to call us Mormons. It's an insult if you call us Mormons." And it was just like, what are you doing, man?
He just shut it down, like total whiplash, right? Yeah. Like I don't even know what it would have been like to be a Mormon at that point.
Right.
But you would have had to put the cognitive dissonance gear into into a high gear or something. I don't know. Low gear because you're working hard. Yeah. I have that metaphor got away from me.
It's okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he's been hanging on for dear life, literally.
I don't know. The guy seems like he's going strong as far as I can see. Like I don't see the sign. Like his predecessor, we were starting to see signs of serious decline. Yeah, mentally, physically, or whatever. This guy is just like whoop-a-doop-a-doo. Well,
sort of. He's
not whoop-a-dooing.
When he when he sort of claimed the position at the top of the church back in 2018, he spent 2 years traveling like a madman. So he's 93, right? Again, and he's spent 2 years traveling, visiting 35 different countries over that time span of 2 years, which is impressive. Like that's a lot of fucking traveling.
Yeah.
And I guess, if you are aware of what happened in 2020, COVID,
yes,
right? When the pandemic broke out, and so obviously shut down his travels. And during that time, I guess like he hurt his back and like. So he has not been traveling. He's basically, he posts to social media.
Yeah.
He posts to social media,
quote unquote.
And,
but he does appear at the general conferences and he's.
And did you know this, Dan? Did you know that he, can converse in 11 different languages?
That's a lie. There's no chance that that's true.
It says this right here, Dan. And he often speaks to people in their own language, the church statement says. Yeah, he might think that but like they all smile and nod, and
says,
then after
"Hi,
he's
how
gone,
are you doing?"
After he's gone, they all turn to each other and go, "What did he just say?"
Like I can
Like,
say,
no way he
I can
speaks
say
11
hello, how
languages.
are you in a whole bunch of languages. That doesn't mean I can converse with people.
Like they're trying to like tout him as like some polyglot. I mean, this is like equivalent to like what they say about Saint Carlo, right? Just nonsense.
He has
like,
the gift of
attributing
tongues, Frank. The gift of tongues.
I mean, he's had enough time to learn a couple languages, right? Like
He's had
in his life,
he's had enough time to learn all the languages.
The languages are fucking hard, and I don't know if he. I mean, some people have a mind for it. Maybe he does. Maybe he's the.
I know that he like did
Pete
spend some
Buttigieg,
time
right?
in like Eastern Europe, and if he learned like Bosnian, then he also knows a whole, like you can also speak basically like it's Croatian and Slovenian, and all these are a lot of them are very, very close to each other. And so, if you speak one of those languages, suddenly you speak 8 languages all of a sudden. So maybe they're cheating
it's
in
one
that
of
way.
those. Okay. Maybe.
We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell you who I feel bad for.
Who
is Dallin Oaks. For those of you who don't know, he's the next in line for the presidency of the Mormon Church. And he's definitely younger. I think he probably was expecting to have a nice long run of it as the president of the church. And if old Rusty Nelson had died at a reasonable time, Dallin would have had a decent run of it. Dallin's now 93.
Yeah. This is the new age too. You have to be at least 93 years old to become the next prophet.
Yeah.
So my guess is he's going to be, if he holds out, he'll be in his like probably mid-late 90s.
We'll see.
So my money is on Russell Nelson lasting a while.
Just never giving it up.
This man, he waited so long. He was so filled with anger, and he'd been so humiliated by like in all of these meetings where he was just shut down one after another.
He's just running on pure bile now. He's
guaranteed.
He's just mad at this point.
Guaranteed.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you go. We'll keep you updated on the decrepitude that runs this Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
The Mormons.
All right, I'm gonna take us to what is now being styled the Department of War, though I don't think that actually the executive branch has the legal right to change the name of United States department.
They don't.
I'm going to call it the Department of Homeland Aggression, because that's who they're making war against now, is Chicago or whatever. So
yeah, fair enough.
So yes, the Department of Homeland Aggression has recently released a series of videos on their Twitter, on their X profiles.
Okay.
The Department of War Rapid Response, whatever that means. The Dow Rapid Response account on Twitter, on X. Sorry, Twitter was the old good one. X is the new bad one.
Right.
Anyway,
like this is the new bad. Department of Defense.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Department of Defense was the old good one. Department of War is the new bad one.
Yeah.
So they, they are now under the sure leadership of what's his name, of Pete Hegseth, who is of course a radical Christian, and so they've been releasing a bunch of videos that end with scriptures. So that's kind of fun. They have one that ends in Psalms 18:37, which is, I pursued my enemies and overtook them. I did not turn back till they were destroyed.
Oh Yeah.
Because that's what we want our military to be about, is like never stopping until the enemy is destroyed.
That sounds right to me, though.
Take no prisoners.
Doesn't that sound right? That seems like what you want, right?
I am not excited about that particular thing. No.
Extrajudicial killings of
just
Venezuelan people on a boat.
Yeah. What if there's a boat? There might be drugs on that boat. You know what? Just blow them up now, and we'll ask questions later.
Yeah.
That's
real threat to America. That boat was.
It had already turned around. Did you know that? It was already headed away from America when they blew it up. So
it was already like 1,200 miles away from America and would have had to refuel, somebody said, like 4 or 5 times en route to America.
Well, we prevented refueling. We prevented it.
Yeah.
We did a good job. There was another video that said, be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9.
These are so inspiring, Dan.
I want
to know. I don't know what the objection here is. These are totally inspiring, and you should get on the right side of all of this, Dan.
Oh God!
Like I'm going. Like I know that the AIs are listening. Yeah. And that I know that like information is being fed back to the administration. I think this is a great idea. Hopefully the AI can't understand sarcasm.
Yeah, right? Yeah, apparently Secretary Hegseth, boy, that's a hateful phrase. Secretary Hegseth is pretty proud of all of this, and they are the press secretary of the Department of Homeland Aggression, Kingsley Wilson. I don't know if you know that's who it is.
Kingsley.
Oh, Kingsley. Why have you... Don't come in here without knocking, Kingsley. How naughty. Kingsley Wilson, who said, despite the left's effort to remove our Christian heritage from our great nation, or rather that these videos are celebrating our Christian roots despite the left's effort to remove our Christian heritage. This is, of course, actually not what happened. What happened is the right is now making a concerted effort, a successful concerted effort, to insert Christian heritage into our great nation.
Yeah.
That was never actually there.
Yeah.
Secretary Hegseth, Wilson goes on to say, is among those who embrace it. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, we gathered that.
We already knew this.
We knew this. He's been, the guy's doing like prayer meetings in
Day
the
one.
Pentagon. He's tattooed up with some pretty sketchy Christian iconography and whatever.
Yeah. Like,
we're
fully aware. You can stop reminding us now.
Yeah.
Like, we get it.
Good Lord.
Oh, Dan. All right. Well, here's one just for our enjoyment, Dan.
Oh, good. I want to enjoy something. Thank you.
I needed something that was going to be like, that maybe isn't even news. Dan.
Okay.
This really isn't news. This is just something that was in a news source as a feature.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm fucking talking about this.
Okay.
It's not, again, nothing new, guys, here. But Dan, did you know that your zodiac sign is 2,000 years out of date?
How dare you?
Did you know this?
How dare you?
Yeah.
Are you saying that Leo has expired?
No. What I'm saying is that when the Babylonians back 2,500 years ago mapped out the zodiac chart, right?
Sure. When they randomly said that group of stars goes together and that group of stars goes together, and that group of stars goes together, and then we'll make some shit up about all of that.
I mean, they're constellations. It is a grouping. Like, you look up at the night sky, you can easily be like, oh yeah, those over there, those go together. I don't know that I see a scorpion, right? I don't know that I see somebody holding scale,
right.
A
maiden gathering water.
Yeah, I don't know that, like,
yeah,
I don't know that
I look
see
at Leo.
That stuff.
I look at the stars that make up Leo, and my mind doesn't say, "Oh, look, a lion."
Right. But they use their imaginations, Dan. I know that's you.
I don't have one of those. You're right.
You're in your experience, you don't really have those sort of mental images, right?
I don't.
I am
image free in my brain.
And that might be a wonderful way to live. I don't know. But the placement of the constellations were they found 12 of them. They could divide the night sky up into 30-degree sections.
Sure.
Right. To make 12 of them.
Yeah.
Right. And then they apparently already had a 12-month calendar, I guess.
Great.
And so that lined up really great with all of that. And then, it's astrology, which at the time, astronomy and astrology were basically the same thing. Right. They were the same thing. It was, and so
the stars were useful for navigation and divination of future events and important things about people.
And this was really important, right? Because like if you're like planting crops and whatnot, like you need to know what's coming up. And I guess
that's true. It probably started practically, and then legends develop. Yeah.
Well, anyway, you probably know what your sign is, you listening at home or in the car. You probably know if you're a Cancer or a Taurus or Gemini or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about these is the constellation was in that part of the sky, but it wasn't the part of the sky that you could look at. It was the part that was behind the sun currently from the earth.
Right.
Is how they
style it now as the sun is in
Sagittarius
or whatever. Right. And that's your sun sign.
They were like, what is behind the sun? Well, the earth sort of spins like a top, right? Rotates like a top, right? The top part.
It's got a little wobble to it.
It's got a wobble, right?
Yeah.
And that has a 26,000 year long rotation.
Okay.
Right? That tracks a circle in the sky. And because of that, the stars shift by 1 degree every 72 years. And so since it was done so long ago, now everything's all scattywampus.
Yeah.
If you're going to follow what the Babylonians set out as the system, then you have to acknowledge that whenever you were born, there's a very good chance that you're not in the right sign. So for example, I am a Libra, or at least that's what I've been told my entire life. Right.
Yeah.
And so this is on the New York Times. And so I was just barely a Libra. My birthday is on the 24th, right?
Of this month. It's coming right up.
We're within, just barely over a week and a half, I guess. And so I was kind of on the cusp, right, of Virgo.
Yeah.
And no, I am firmly planted in Virgo. Virgo has completely taken over the entire span of what we used to know.
But your entire personality is based on Libra. What are we going to do? It is
so fucking based on Libra, and it's outrageous. I have made critical life decisions knowing that I am even-keeled and balanced and reasonable, easygoing, all that crap. And I was wrong. I'm none of those things.
You could have been a virgin the whole time. Or whatever the fuck. I don't know what any of the things mean.
So now that I'm like a Virgo, Virgos are meticulous and fussy and picky, right?
Oh, that lines up.
And I'm fucking outraged because I could have been living
You've been living a lie this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, Dan,
what
do you
am
want
I?
to know?
I don't know. Yeah.
So you were a Leo. So that's what you were saying.
August 15th.
What do you know about Leo, Dan?
That everybody's like, "Yep, you're sure a Leo," when they hear it.
What does that mean?
Need a lot of attention. Actors are often Leos.
Really?
Fire signs, so something about passion or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right. That makes sense. Guess what, Dan?
Good and bad. Anyway, go on.
You're still a Leo.
I'm still a Leo.
So that tracks, Dan.
It all tracks. It all.
I was probably never really a Libra. I was always like, well, I'm kind of on the cusp. So it kind of makes sense. Maybe I am kind of Virgo. No, I'm fucking Virgo.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny because I have always been told that, yes, I am the manifestation of a Leo. Even down to how I look. I've got leonine, like, I've got a sort of lion-like nose and a mane of hair, though that's going away. All this stuff. And then, but like, it's not the people who fit it to a T that we need to be looking at. It's the people that, the vast swaths of people who are like, that's not me.
No. But my grandmother, who was born September 17th, was a Virgo. And she was always the one that we were like, Jesus Christ, that woman is a fucking Virgo. Right. Like all of the negative stuff that comes with Virgo, we were always just like, yeah, she is terrifying. Right. And I put her birthday in and she is still a Virgo. She's the little tiny slice of Virgo that still is still in Virgo. Virgo grew, by the way. Virgo's absolutely massive now. And like
it's like
Scorpio,
a black hole that's sucking other people in.
Yeah. And it grew and is quite large now. Scorpio is just a tiny little sliver and is now over where Sagittarius used to be. Sagittarius. There's like this 13th one now that they had to include.
Does anyone know what a Sagittarius is? What is Sagittarius? What is that?
A sage? I don't know.
I'll
look it up. Sagittarius. It's the 9th astrological sign.
Yeah, but all the other signs is a thing. A lion or a scales or a crab or whatever.
Yeah, it's a spear thrower, I think. Right?
Oh.
Because that's the little image. Looks like somebody what's the thing? Minotaur, not a minotaur.
Centaur?
The half centaur with a spear is the image that
it's an archer. Here. No, it's a centaur with a bow is what I'm seeing.
Oh, I'm seeing a spear.
Oh my God. Will these people get their shit together, please?
Okay, so in Greek mythology associates Sagittarius with the centaur Chiron, who mentored Achilles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, half human, half horse. Also known as the archer. So you're right about that, Dan.
Okay.
We're definitely very qualified to be talking on this topic. Anyway, I thought it was fascinating and kind of fun. I don't believe this shit for anything.
Of course not.
Growing up, we always read the horoscope to each other, right?
Yeah.
The newspaper, we'd go through the newspaper and then, okay, what's
always fun about horoscopes and any of these things is that what we should always do is pick up the paper or wherever we're getting the horoscope. Now it's all online or whatever.
Yeah.
And just read the wrong one to people and then ask them if that was good advice or if that was apropos for their lives. Cause it always will be, cause it's always written in such
generic, good advice.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just like, watch out today. There might be danger ahead, but if you keep your head on a swivel, you might find something good for yourself.
That sounds great.
Okay.
They're fortune
I should
cookies,
write these.
Right?
I just realized I have a skill for this. I just barely. That was just off the top of my head.
and
knows?
fortune cookies, Dan. You should write fortune cookies.
I do want to write fortune cookies. I've always wanted to be a fortune because I wouldn't write them. If I did fortune cookies, I wouldn't write them generically. I would write them very specific, and it would be things like time to move to Canada or something like, you know what I mean? Like something
Dan,
life-changing.
I want you to write me a bunch of fortune cookies, fortune cookie thingies, and I'm going to make some fortune cookies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to find a recipe, and we'll make some fun fortune cookies.
Okay, we'll do it. I guess I have to do one more story to close us out. This is an actual story. I feel like we should have closed out on the astrology thing.
Oh, sorry.
But I'll just do it anyway. Fine. We'll just go with the formula. We could just stop, but apparently, so here, you know, we were talking about Pete Hegseth and how the Trump administration is just a garbage fire with a cross on top sort of thing. It is a Christian nationalist bit of nonsense. And the latest in that is that Donald Trump decided that this was earlier this year, he decided that he was going to form a Justice Department task force that was going to eliminate anti-Christian bias, because under that anti-Christian Joe Biden, you remember him, how he hated Christianity so much? Like the most religious president we've had probably in 100 years. But
like
anyway,
truly deeply religious.
Yeah.
Not like the fraudster that's in there now.
His administration was anti-Christian and had an anti-Christian bias. They were all sure of it. And so they did this task force. And the task force has released a what do you want to call it? A report of what they've discovered now. It's actually dated June 6th, but it only came out recently. It only was made available to the public recently. And it is eye-opening, Frank.
I bet. What did they find, Dan?
It's just shocking how much bias there is against Christians in our government.
I bet, Dan.
Including, but not limited to, a public affairs officer was instructed to take down posts on an official HUD office Twitter account, X account. HUD is the
Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you. I had housing, and I was like, I know what the other one. Yes, the Housing and Urban Development. You know, that bastion of Christianity.
Yeah.
They had to take down posts relating to Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter because they potentially violated the Establishment Clause. But
they silenced their Christianity.
But similar posts in celebration of Pride Month, Ramadan, and Diwali, among others, received no scrutiny. Now, okay,
that is suspect. Dan.
Now, let me tell you something.
They targeted.
There might
Christians.
be validity to that.
Yeah.
First of all, like, if we're all, because what it seems like is what they were doing is okay, because they did a Christmas thing.
Okay.
Like what you do is you do a the most important holiday of whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
But you don't do Palm Sunday. That's just not, that's like.
Sure.
It's
okay, right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's a little much.
You're going too far. You can do Easter and Christmas, done. And you don't do the little things leading up to Easter and Christmas.
Well, but also Christmas is a federal holiday.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Diwali's not.
I
will point out.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the violation.
So what I'm saying is that is the one that might have a shred of validity to it.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like, we're going to be closed for Christmas, or, a lot of our, Hindu staff might be taking Diwali off. Right.
I like,
right? Like,
That sounds fun. Diwali off is a fun phrase. I'm just going to say that.
I'm just saying that like unless it's like a sort of hey, just so you know, services might be limited because blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And happy Diwali, right? Like that would that's not promoting anything. That's
yeah,
just like,
I mean, so they do things like Merry Christmas from HUD or Merry Christmas from whatever, or they do Happy Diwali, or they did have a Happy Pride from HUD. But
Pride also isn't a
not,
holiday.
It's not religious. It's not a religious
holiday.
It's just saying it's just acknowledging a moment that's important for one group of people.
Hey, happy science fair, right? Like,
but I'm fine with I don't know. Like, or why the fuck does HUD have anything to say about any of these things?
They shouldn't. Why? Like, it's just
don't do a pride thing. Don't do a Christian thing. Don't do anything. You're just housing and urban development. You should be tweeting about housing and urban development. Those are your things. Stay in your fucking lane.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I don't care about like what HUD's take on Pride Month is. That's not for you.
Information about, housing vouchers and whatnot. Like that's it. That's what you guys do. Do it. Cool.
Anyway, that's where I'm okay with the. Then the report goes very much off the rails. The Biden administration, this is according to this report, weaponized the Department of Education and attempted to impose record-breaking fines on some of the nation's largest Christian universities, including Liberty University, $14 million, and Grand Canyon University, $37.7 million. Did this happen?
What were the...
Yes. What was the reason this happened? Mysteriously not in the report.
Probably the schools violated some sort of like establishment clause
we
issue.
talked about these stories. Grand Canyon University was levied a $37.7 million fine. Nothing to do with establishment clause, nothing to do with Christianity, everything to do with the fact that they lied about what their students could expect to pay as fees for the school to fucking draw them in and then charge them significantly more.
God.
That's what's called fraud.
Yeah.
And fraud probably needs to be charged fees. They need to be slapped with some
fines were appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't know if 37 million is the appropriate number, but it's got to be a number that like stops them from doing
how much funding had they received? Like if that's a portion of, or even all of it, if the government, it's not really a fine at that point. It's like, you need to give us some money back.
Yeah. Because
you said you were going to be doing one thing and you did another. Give us our money back. Right. You misused all of ours money.
If they were getting money, I don't know. Were they getting? I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, I thought that's what you let in with was that. Okay. Anyway.
No. Anyway. I don't know if how much federal money they were getting. They shouldn't get any. They're a fucking Christian school. They're a private school.
But there's still like educational like grants and whatnot that help pay for.
Right. Anyway, Liberty University also got fined that $14 million. That was, and we talked about this, that was for violating the Clary Act, which meant that basically they created a culture where students were afraid to report sexual violence, and they didn't keep their kids safe, and they didn't like let students know about threats and that sort of thing. Jesus Christ. This was like a you really need to clean up your act thing. Yeah. But they acted like, but of course this report doesn't mention what these fines are for, because the fines are play into the narrative and for very egregious.
I'm assuming there was also some process by which nobody just willy-nilly was like, hey, let's target these schools. Right. Like I'm sure there was a long drawn out government process.
Yeah.
Were the courts involved? I would just maybe
I don't remember how it all worked.
Anyway, but all right, cool. Yeah. So what you're saying is this report is bullshit.
They were scraping the bottom of the barrel and then having to lie about what they found. It was like, it's so dumb what they're coming up with. But of course, what they've done is like stated it in a way that places like Fox News can pick it up and run with it. The Fox News headline was DOJ task force finds, quote, numerous instances of anti-Christian government bias under Biden. No, the fuck they didn't.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right.
There was some possibly questionable Twitter X rules put in place. So
yeah.
Fix that.
Yeah.
They won't fix it. They'll make it much, much worse. But okay. Whatever you got to do.
Sure, they'll be fine with, it'll be all about, post every little Christian thing and don't post anything about pride.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, these other weird religions, like,
yeah, we don't
if
want
it's
that
weird and you don't know what it is, don't post about it.
Yeah, Ramadan's probably means like, happy terrorism day is what that probably means. I don't know what it means, but probably.
Oh, golly. All
right. Well, listen, friends, if you would like to write in to us about this or any of the things that you've heard, you can do so at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
And you can always like, subscribe, and comment. Oh, wow. Let's try that out. That'd be fun. Let's get a conversation going on YouTube in the comment section.
Yeah.
Also, you can leave us a voicemail message, and we'd love to play it on the show. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Stick around. There's more show coming up.
Well, Frank, we've had some folks write into us. This is from Colin, who appropriately addresses us. He says, "Dear Heavenly Fathers,
okay,
we thank you for these days." That's very Mormon stuff, you guys. This is Mormon deep cut. Just if you don't get it, thank you for all that you do and the knowledge you give. Please bless me with knowledge of what I should do in my current situation. You see, I'm taking choir in high school, but I live in Utah.
Okay.
Currently, we are singing 10 songs, 6 of which are Christian. The songs are not subtle. They include If Ye Love Me, Down to the River to Pray, and My Song in the Night, all of which say things like Jesus, my Savior. The teacher is not preaching about how we need to accept Jesus as our Savior, but the songs she chooses are a sign of what she wants us to believe. It is not like I'm the only atheist in my class. There are 2 others with me, and we have started making jokes about how many Christian pieces there are and have been writing our own versions. That's always fun. I hope you two, with your wisdom, can show the way to your forever faithful priest. Please advise me on if I should report this and who I should report this to. Thanks for all you do. And signs off with, in the name of Alexandra, amen.
Nice.
Which is
our
good.
current Lord and Savior.
Our current Lord and Savior. I don't know. I'm springing this on you, so I'll dive in with just a little thing, which is, this is going to be rough because the corpus of choral music is so heavily skewed to the religious that it's hard to find things that aren't that.
Right.
And also just sort of the tradition of singing religious choral music is longstanding, going back all the way to forever, all the way, everything. Yeah. I think reporting it is not going to do anything because of the traditions, because this isn't a thing to report. You're going to get nowhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I remember back in my day, like right after I left high school, someone at my former high school had the same problem. It was actually a Jewish student and tried to get fewer Christian songs. And it was a big hubbub, and nothing basically happened, or very little happened, except that she was ostracized and treated badly.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. Mention it gently to your teacher. Just say, hey, I just want you to know there are non-Christians in this, and singing this many Christian songs makes us uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. And the way I would phrase it, and this is the way 50-year-old Dan would phrase it, not the way 17-year-old Dan would have phrased it. But I would probably say something like, I understand that like a lot of choral music is Christian music, and that makes sense to me, but I want you to understand that this makes me feel excluded, and it makes me feel weird, and I don't like and so I would appreciate it if you would think about that as you're choosing songs. Because kind of the best case scenario is just getting the teacher on your side.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just move the needle a little bit.
Yeah, it may not do much to change this selection of music, because it sounds like it's already being like programmed and practiced,
Right.
and it's probably for some, show, right?
Right.
That you guys are going to do for your parents and whatever.
Yeah.
Or take to state. I don't know how these things work, but, and I agree with you, Dan, like having a little conversation is probably a good approach for getting like maybe some change happening next year.
Yeah.
Or for the next program, if this is like just the first one of the year. But also I think you can also just approach it as like, one of the songs you mentioned, what is it? Down to the River. Down to the River to Pray.
Yeah.
I know that song. Like I was like, oh wait, that's that one that was in like,
Brother,
Oh Brother,
Art Thou?
Where Art Thou? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a pretty song.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so at a certain point, like these are songs that are part of the broader culture, right? I mean, and part of the history of this country, or part of like, if you can just approach it as like, ugh, this sucks because this is what this is, and I don't believe this. But it doesn't sound like she's trying to indoctrinate you with it, right? It just sounds like it's the song that
in a perfect world
that's in the songbook that she has available to her.
Yeah. And in a perfect world, she would not be choosing these songs.
Correct.
It is on its face probably a violation of the Establishment Clause of the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But that's not the only part of the story. Like tradition counts, and all the stuff that we don't want to count counts.
Yeah. And I don't think that knowing these songs or having these songs in your head or whatever needs to hurt you. Right.
Yeah. It's
and I know that different people have different reactions to these things.
Yeah.
My reaction, and again, maybe this is as I've gotten older, like as a teenager, I wouldn't have cared because I was still kind of a little half believer or whatever.
Right.
And it was just so cultural that I never would have really fully questioned it or been bothered by it.
Right.
And then, but in the early days of being out as an atheist, I think it probably would have bugged me.
Yeah.
Right. But now as an older man, I'm just like, I don't know, like I can't find it within me to get worked up about things that are like, if she's like starting off with prayers or talking about how this song, how it means so much to her, about how it improved her faith and got her through hard times, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
like,
if it's a bad song, if it's a
or,
genuinely stupid song,
right,
that would be a problem. Like you're just trying to get this message through.
But if it's like a book or a song that's, essentially part of the American songbook, right? Like, I don't know.
Also, you are free, as you sing, to instead of singing Jesus my Savior, that you won't know you're singing Jesus my Savor. You know what I mean? Like, that's Jesus I savor. That's delicious.
Cheeses, I savor cheeses all the time,
I
Dan.
savor most cheeses. I find them delicious. Anyway,
good point.
I think if you can, and especially if your friends, the big thing here is speak your feelings.
Yeah.
Don't tell people that they're doing things wrong. Tell them how it's affecting your feelings, and that has the best chance of having an effect. It may still not. I don't know.
And I will also point out, it's nice that you have allies. It's nice that you have other people around. Like a lot of kids don't have that, and like.
See if you can,
and that makes it even harder.
See if you can get at least one ally in each of the vocal parts, so that when you sing your parody versions of each of the songs, you've got all of the parts there, so that you can perform it for friends between classes. Anyway, all right. This is from Leviticus. Wrote into us the other day and asked us about addressing schizophrenia with someone who was insensitive about it, and says, I appreciated your discourse on dealing with fundamentalist Christians addressing my schizophrenia. All of this being said, I'm on the warpath. I'm on a crusade against fundamentalists in my area of rural Minnesota. I'm debating writing into my rural newspaper under a pseudonym and calling out Christian values. As a schizophrenic, I'm used to being denied as a crazy person, but I feel a concentrated effort under my real name would be effective. I grew up under the UCLA Lutheran Church, which was rather progressive. I had a female pastor. She got really pissed on a camping retreat when none of us wanted to go to church, and I held the hand of a cute girl for the first time. Should I write in under my real name or use a pseudonym? I need your help once again. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you're the only one who knows your area.
Yeah.
If it's as small as it feels like it is, you writing in and saying, "Hey, I have schizophrenia and I'm mad about this," we'll probably identify you anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're already pretty open about your mental health issues, that may identify you anyway, so you might as well use your name. I don't know. Only you can really make that call, because you know what your culture is like.
And it depends on the tone of the letter, I think. Like you described it yourself as being on the warpath. Maybe a pseudonym is the right way to go. But if it's like, I don't know. If what the warpath looks like to you is a well-reasoned op-ed piece, that is still, that it's not about whether or not you're pulling punches. It's, are you making a good argument? And is it can be strongly worded without being an attack. And if that's what you're doing, throw your name on it. I don't know. Yeah. But if it's lobbing bombs and
and if it is lobbing bombs, good luck getting it into the paper.
Well, that's true too.
The paper's probably not going to print it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
So I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. We are not very helpful on that. All right. We've got some folks to thank. We got to plow into this thing. We are running long. So I am going to start by thanking Admiral Fennyworth, who has made what they plan to be an annual donation of which will make them I'm going to say priest.
Nice.
Here in our
that's awesome.
Priesthood. Yeah. So thank you,
Very nice.
Admiral Fennyworth, for that.
And we have someone to thank on Patreon. Someone who edited their patronage.
Ooh.
From let's see, up to the priest level.
Okay.
So thank you very much to Robin for doing that. That is something that is available to you to do.
Yeah.
You can also sign up as a new patron of the show by going to our website, thankgodimatheist.com/donate. And there are options there. That's how you can support us on PayPal or over on Patreon. As always, Dan, we have our top donor to thank, our Lord and Savior, Alexandra.
More show coming up.
Well, Dan.
Yes.
This week, there was it was a past week.
It was a big week.
There was an incident here in Utah,
Moida,
where Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a gunman on the campus of Utah Valley University down in Orem, Utah.
Yeah.
By this point, this is an unavoidable story. Everybody's heard this story. And the reactions that the different people have had, and how those reactions have varied from depending on whether you're on the left or the right. The left, as far as like the elected Democrats, universally denounced it.
Yeah. Because what else are you going to do?
Expressed sympathy for the family, so forth and so on. Right.
And then, comment sections went haywire. So
yeah. And then the right generally took it as an opportunity to attack the left.
Right. Because when there's a school shooting, the right wants to make sure that that's not politicized. Don't politicize this. Don't.
Right.
Now's not the time for these attacks.
Right.
But when one of their guys gets shot, they get to go on the warpath. So that's fun.
That is fun. Anyway, it's been an unsettling time. Assassinations are a horrible thing. They're destabilizing. And they seem to.
It doesn't make me feel comforted that a whole bunch of right-wing trigger fingers just got significantly itchier out there in the world. That is,
exactly,
not great.
So anyway, where do we go from here? As a nation, it is hard to say. The political discourse in this country is at an all-time low. There is no actual discourse. There's yelling at each other. There's calling names. There's demonizing the other side. We don't discuss issues. We don't argue the finer points of public policy and whatnot anymore.
Yeah, it really has been, and this has been a both sides issue where I mean, it is fascinating to see, and this is, I know that you're sort of leading into our state's governor.
I was going to get there eventually, but yeah.
But we should call out the fact that I do think this is not I think one side is far, far worse about this, and that's the right is insane about it. Like when you start to see, I see all the time posts about the left as just evil, just pure evil, just in league with the devil, just pure evil. And there's no nuance whatsoever. But I definitely see on the right or on the left, I see plenty of people posting about how, about similar things, how evil the right is. And, the tone of it is, look at what they're doing. Look at them trying to take away rights from trans people or from gay people, or look at them, it's definitely more grounded in a reality, I think, but it's still the same. I see the same kind of dehumanizing. They cannot be reasoned with. They are awful. They're evil. They're bad. And never like, I don't like their argument. Or, because it's not about listening to their argument anymore. Right. It's about, if they disagree with me, they obviously couldn't have a decent argument because we're right.
Right. Yeah, it's a real problem because it's also it's a cycle that's sort of self affirming, right? Like at this point, people are correct in saying that the other side is not going to listen to us.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, and that there's no point in trying to reason with them. Right.
Yeah.
But you have to accept that the right saying that about you and about the left is equally correct. Right. We are not willing to reason with them. Right. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, we needed to take the first step, or, oh, like,
Right.
there's something there to reason with. Right. Like, it is a serious problem because both sides are completely unwilling to get into a conversation. And it's like, well, who's going to start?
Right.
Right. Who's going to start this conversation?
And on the right, if you try to start that conversation, you're pilloried for being not a good Christian, or not, or like their mechanisms for ostracizing anyone who steps even slightly outside of the box are pretty intense. Guess what happens on the left? The same fucking shit.
Same fucking thing.
Like, literally on the left, there are people who want to just say, you know what? They had a point here. There was maybe there's a point that we need to be considering. And just saying that much can get you canceled on the left.
Oh, absolutely.
How dare you? You know what if you have any nuance in your take about, let's say, Israel, or if you have any nuance in your take about trans athletes, or if you have any nuance in any of these things, you're not passing the purity test, and you are out. You are on your ass.
Yeah. And so guess what you can't do? Have a conversation of any kind.
Yeah.
Right. And have the opportunity to maybe actually be, won over, or maybe be able to help find a good, decent compromise, right, on any number of issues.
A way that something can be
compromise has been
to
turned
serve
into
both sides.
Yeah, compromise is essential in democracy.
Yeah,
you have to be able to give a little to get a little. Nobody's really all that happy because nobody got everything they wanted. But guess what? You probably should be happy because you live in a society and a system that's functioning.
Right.
Right.
And like, not being thrilled is so much better than being trampled.
Yeah.
Like, being a little unhappy that we got a few things is so much better than, holy shit, they just squashed us.
Yeah.
They're taking away rights.
Yeah. And so that's where we are.
That's where we are.
And we're in a country where, and it is
and Charlie
it is a
Kirk,
violent
to be
era.
clear, Charlie Kirk like epitomized this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're not, the sadness that I felt, oh God, how do you say this exactly right? I'm sad for America.
Yeah.
Right. I am sad that what his assassination means for this country. Right.
Yes.
I did not like what he stood for. I did not like his stance.
Gosh, I hope not.
I did not like his tactics.
Right.
You watch his quote unquote debates. They weren't debates.
No.
He owned the platform and had tons of little cheap rhetorical tricks.
Right.
And he was not, a debate should be entered into sincerely. Right. That's what a debate is.
Presumably.
Right? But that's not what debate is.
Yeah, there were I saw so many posts after his death of people who were like, he would listen to all sides. He would bring in everybody and debate them. And it's like, bullshit.
No.
He would bring in undergrads who were not ready for, who were confident, who were, cocksure of themselves, but weren't ready. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then he would engage them in bad faith.
Yeah.
And have a bunch, like you say, a bunch of rhetorical tricks that would shut them down. He was incredibly effective.
Really good for the crowd that was largely assembled for him to see.
He was a smart guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But he was also a stop the steal guy.
Yeah.
He was an election denier. He was a COVID vaccine denier, COVID denier, like the whole bit. This guy was not promoting,
massively racist, massively misogynist, massively homophobic,
transphobic,
massively transphobic, just
Christian nationalist,
a hate monger of the highest order.
And there's not a fiber in me that feels like he should have been assassinated.
Right.
Not even like it is. You don't have to like somebody to grant them the right to live.
Well, and also he was effective, and that was scary. Like he was an effective communicator who managed to trick a lot of less effective thinkers.
Yeah.
And that's scary to me.
Yeah.
But he was a symptom. He's a symptom of where we are. He's not the cause.
Yeah. Anywho, be that as it may, all of that, a horrible day for America. And what I noticed and you probably have too, dear listener, is the national media is fascinated by who is Spencer Cox. Who is this governor of Utah who got up and said reasonable things? Who is this guy who's, according to the New York Times, trying to stop the blame game? Right.
Yes, you might want to say what it is that he said. That was considered reasonable. He like the big thing that he said was basically, do we escalate or do we find an off ramp?
Right.
That was the big.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence. It metastasizes. We can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp or it's going to get much, much worse. And every single time he got up in front of the camera, he was saying something along these lines.
Yeah. With Kash Patel behind him looking insanely uncomfortable. What the fuck was up with Kash Patel? He looked like he was trying to hold in a shart the entire time.
Well, anyway, for people who don't know Spencer Cox and don't know the story of him, I mean, he's the milquetoast governor of a small state, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big state geographically.
Sure, but population-wise, we don't have a huge population, and we're sort of this weird outlier state as far as like conservative politics is concerned. We definitely have our plenty of nutto crazy types in this state, tons of them, right? But there's this other part that's like deeply uncomfortable and unsettled by where conservatism has gone, right? That doesn't really like the Trump brand all that much. And we've talked about this on the show. And the thing that always kind of had my attention about Cox was that he seemed to be part of that, right? Yeah. He famously was on the record for not having voted for Trump the first time. But then he flipped on that after the assassination attempt and threw his support behind Trump because of some miracle.
Yeah,
which is a serious problem.
Has been a perpetual. He raises up something of a flag that makes me hopeful. Like he continually is does a thing, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is a good, reasonable person, and then he fucks it. He continually disappoints me. And does something does something that is frustrating or goes against the thing that gave me hope. Mm-hmm. So it is a perpetual yo-yo for me with this guy.
Yeah, but the one thing, I mean, this is a fairly new initiative. It's only a couple years old. He started in 2023 with the Democratic governor of Colorado, and it's his initiative and it's called Disagree Better. And it's a legitimate thing. He's been working on this this is his core message, and it is now the thing that he's getting real attention on. Yeah. And I deeply hope that he can get some attention, and that his allies who are working on this with him on the Democratic side can get the right kind of outreach and the right kind of messaging out to more and more people. Our politics are so deeply broken, and this nation is suffering terribly for it. And Spencer Cox is like, I don't agree with him on almost everything. Right. But on this one thing, and if, I'm sure there's a few things I'd be like, who cares? But on this one thing, I deeply support this man.
Yeah.
And I think that this initiative is really important. And I was listening to Pod Save America, and they talked about him, and they seem impressed and hopeful, right? And I think that is something that is out there, that like the rational, reasonable people in this country who want desperately just to live in a functioning society again are just like, yeah, sure.
It'd be nice. I mean, our young people have not even seen that modeled. They don't even know what reasonable discourse looks like anymore. Yeah. So I don't know what to hope for. I don't know how to hope for reasonable discourse in our society anymore.
Well, then maybe the older people need to start fucking modeling it.
Well, that's the problem, is that we've got a whole bunch of lunatics.
Yeah.
At the, in politics. So yeah, I desperately want Cox to mean this and to really get out in front of it.
Yeah.
Do I trust him to do that? Do I trust him to actually have the balls to do that? I don't know. I mean, like, and here's the other thing. We have other examples of Mormon politicians dipping their toes in reasonable waters. Mitt Romney was the only guy in the Senate who was willing to stand up to Trump.
Yeah.
And of course he was pilloried for it.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it consistently, and he didn't do it like with his full chest. Yeah. He kind of meekly went out there and like, I'm going to vote for impeachment or whatever, which is a big deal.
Yeah. No, that was huge.
But like, God help us. If the Mormons come out and actually save us, that will be a fascinating moment.
Yeah. I mean, this is, and also to put this a little bit into context, because it might not be obvious for people who don't know, like, the messaging that the Mormon Church has been doing for quite some time now on trying to bring about sort of decency in public discourse. Yeah. This is also their message. Right. And I think Cox has picked it up. He is a faithful Mormon, and he is a Mormon. Like, he's very much in the Mormon Church, right? Yeah. Like a Mitt Romney, not like dipshit fuck face Mike Lee,
right?
Who couldn't
care less about doctrine or like theology or whatever.
Fuck that piece of shit. He is the least Mormon out there.
He's very much a Mormon, but
not that brand, that very specific Mormon brand that Cox belongs to, Mitt Romney belongs to.
That was the Mormonism of our childhood.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
which is
Cox
changing.
is holding on to it.
Yeah,
like he's the same age as us.
That's right.
And so he remembers that, and he must have made an impression on him. And I really want to see him succeed. I hope he gets a bigger platform. I hope he takes a bigger platform for himself. And that I don't know, you can imagine, he should run for president or something just to have the platform. He would never win. Like, he would never get through the primaries with today's Republican Party. But like, that's the kind of thing he needs to do. He needs to get out there.
Well, and if
start talking and having a bigger platform.
If he put his money squarely where his mouth is in these moments, he would have a national platform, and he might actually do some good. Yeah. I don't know that he has the balls. I don't know that he has the constitution for it.
I mean,
we'll see.
Quite possibly, because I he seems to have been a little bit of a political chameleon in Utah.
I just think he's spineless. I just think he has convictions right up until someone yells at him, and then he's like, "I'm sorry."
Hey, he was booed off the stage at the convention. He stood his ground. He yelled back at those people, and his line was, I think you just hate that I don't hate enough." That's what he yelled back at something very close to that is what he yelled back at the audience as he was literally being booed off the stage of the Republican convention here in Utah.
Yeah.
Like it was essentially his convention, right? Like he's the top Democrat or Republican in the state. He's there. Republicans booed him off the stage, and he's like, "You don't like that I don't hate, or you hate that I don't hate enough."
Yeah.
So on this issue, it's the one where I'm like, you better fucking follow through, man.
Yeah.
Because you're the one Republican who's gotten some attention for this and who's saying it, and it is now his brand. He owns this brand, and this brand owns him, and it's his only way to anything. And anything bigger,
if he does anything good with it, then I am very happy that Charlie Kirk died in our state and not in Arkansas.
That's a dicey line, Dan.
I'm just saying, look, I don't care that he died. I'm mad that he was assassinated. I don't mourn the man. But if a political assassination is going to happen, the question is, what does that do? What is the effect of that?
Well, normally the effect is that things spiral.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if this political assassination was going to occur, then I'm glad that it happened in a state where the governor where the rhetoric of the leaders is, don't spiral.
Yeah.
Back up. Let's de-escalate.
Yeah. Okay. I can see the nuance of that, but that was still a dicey line.
You know me, I'm a dicey boy. All right. That's it for the show today, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know what we say now. If you'd like to write into us, please feel free to do so. It's podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Like, subscribe, and comment, or give us a phone call. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
To support the show and all of its dicey comments, go to patreon.com/ go to thankgodimatheist.com and /donate, and then you can have all the options.
This episode was edited by Roger Gowdy, and music was provided by the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank God I'm Atheist is a production of TGIA Media, LLC, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.